Come shopping with me, the brand new Hermes in Mumbai, India, as requested. Finally! This is the newest Hermes in Mumbai, India, the third in all of India. Just opened in the Geo World Mall, which is a new mall, the Ambani Mall, last year. We're going to go through the entire store. And as your request, we're going to go slow. So grab popcorn, grab a cocktail, let's go. First, quick fit check, because you got to look good when you go to Hermes. From the Ambani house to the Ambani Mall, let's go. So we had to take a car there because you can't get anywhere in India without a car. The traffic is terrible, but bam, look at that, we're already there. Magic, you missed all the traffic. So it's a beautiful new mall. Look, it's got this little entranceway. By the way, there's a lot of security. You have to go through like heavy security to get in. This is the fancier of the two malls that they created. They have two malls, one with all the fancy stores, one with all the regular stores. As I said in my previous video, I think one for the peasants and one for the rich people, one for the servants and one for the rich people. Just kidding. But it's the Ambani Mall, so who knows? They have all your fancy stores here. So we're going to pop through and all them. We can go through and all and look at other ones if you want. But first, we're going to go to Hermes, obviously. It's at the very back of the mall from this entrance. So you have to walk through the whole mall to get there. Obviously, they want to make you work for it. Worked up a sweat, got a little hungry, so we had to stop and get a little snack. Of course, a little date because we're going to Hermes. Get a little sugar rush. Check. Worked up quite an appetite and a sweat walking all the way over there. But it was worth it. The mall is also quite empty, as you can see. I'm not sure where everyone is, but they're not shopping here. And then, finally, we are there. So this is the Hermes. I think this is the biggest of the three in terms of size and inventory, since it's the newest. Usually Hermes will give their new stores a good amount of inventory. It opened last year in March or April. We walked in, we were greeted by a greeter. They said, go shop around, browse around. We will assign an essay to you. I actually had an essay here and I knew the manager, so I had texted both of them, letting them know that we were here. And then whilst we started browsing. So we were here actually to get a few things, obviously to find out the bag process here and also try to get a bag. But we came to have a little couple ideas to pre-spend, just in case. So we wanted to get a baby gift for a birthday party and then a blanket, a scarf, a pair of shoes, a bracelet, just a few small little things. Nothing major. So this is the layout of the store. On the left, we have the baby, the blankets, the dinnerware. On the right, on the middle, we have the scarves, and back there, we'll go in a sec. The bags are on the right. More home. Over there in the corner, I think, is a colognes and perfumes. More homeware. It's a decently laid out store. Inventory in here is much better than the other Mumbai store and the Delhi store, again, because I think it's a bigger store and a newer store. Over here, we have the jewelry and watches, fine jewelry and watches. Huge line here to be buying that stuff. But you know what they say, buying fine jewelry and watches is the key to getting a bag. So I'm surprised no one was here. Anyway, I'll just give you a quick layout of the rest of the store. We're going to do a little costume check. Also, I'm not allowed to film in the store, so apologies in advance for the kind of shoddy camera work. I was trying to do it stealthily and secretly. And I even asked them, and they were like, no, you can't film the bags, you can't film anything. So don't let them know. Don't share this video. Just kidding, share away. Thank God TikTok doesn't exist in India, or it's banned. Okay, so we got some of the small leather goods, garden party, Evelyn on the right side here, a bowl lead on wheels. This store has much more of the nicer bags and like Birkin and Kelly quotas bags than any of the other stores. Like I mentioned, the other two stores do not have any on display because they do not want people to try to ask for them and try to get them. I feel like this store is different. And not only does it has Birkin and Kellys on displays, it has exotic Birkins and Kellys on display. I think that's part of that is this, because it's Nita and the Ambani, want to make the store nicer and show everything, but also they're displaying the exotics because I feel like exotics are easier to get, more expensive and harder to sell for them. And so they might say they don't have these, but if you spend enough, they probably do have these. I think they had both of these. So there's an exotic mini Kelly in black, an exotic Birkin in black. Then we've got all our regular other bags, another bolide on wheels. We got a her bag, we got a Lindy, mini her bag, a new horseshoe bag, a Dora bag, the Gypsier, Halzan, Kelly, Move, more garden parties, Della Cavalleria, I don't know how to pronounce that. Looks like a Picotin, another Evelyn. You get the vibe. I asked to try on the mini Kelly and I was able to. Unfortunately, I did not get able to film that, but it was so nice, you guys. Oh my God. Okay, then we got dog and horse over here on this side. A couple of men's clothings. And then we're going to go back to the bags because that's really what we're all here for. So while we were waiting for the essay, I texted the manager again and asked about the process. Once the manager came, we finally talked to them. Other people also, everyone, literally every conversation you walk by, people are asking about how to get a bag. Here we've got men's shoes in the men's section. I didn't really check any for these. We went to the women's shoe section. They had options available, which was not like the other store. They had options available of actually everything we asked for, which was nice. It's nice when a store has options for you to actually buy, But they didn't have all the options we wanted. We picky! Okay, more men's. And then we go over to women's shoes and women's clothing in the back left over here. So we got all the women's shoes. They had quite a selection. Again, bigger store than all the other stores. Got all your basic staples plus a few colors, pops colors, couple limited edition ones. They also had a couple of limited edition, India only kind of embroidery things like the other store here as well. But I think the Geo World has more of the generic, all your regular pieces, and the other Mumbai store, the older store, the one Mumbai Fort in that roundabout area, Kalagoda has more of the unique pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces. More people asking for bags. I did not see anyone get offered a bag, which is weird because every time I go to an Hermes store, I usually see someone getting offered a bag somewhere. Tried to sneak up and listen on the conversation as much as I could. Okay, so then we went back to the front, did another round of looking at all the little options that we wanted, and made a list of everything that we wanted to ask them for. So when the SA came over, we could just go to business, get what we wanted, and then go into the bag conversation, which I didn't film, unfortunately. But basically, not unlike the other store, spend a little money, quote unquote. The manager said, buy a few, exceptional things, and we'll give you an exceptional bag. And it's not that hard. You can get it. It's just, you need to spend a little bit first, which is exactly what they said at the other store, which is exactly what they said in Delhi too. And build a relationship with one store and only one store. They also perked up when I said I was interested in the exotic mini Kelly, as in, like I said, I think that those are easier to sell. Harder to sell, and they want to sell, and they have more. And obviously because they're more expensive, right? So I was like, how can I get this? And they were like, just buy a few exceptional pieces. So I was like, all right, let's go to town. So then we went through everything we wanted to get, none of which are quote unquote exceptional pieces. I think exceptional pieces are like, something that's over 10K. But just like the other store, the prices here are exorbitantly higher than the US and exorbitantly higher than France. So it doesn't seem totally worth it to spend that kind of pre-spend to just get offered a bag that's also very expensive. But we wanted to play the game, so we indulged. We looked at the blankets. We looked at the options. They showed us a few. I didn't film most of it, but we all saw these different blankets that I've never seen before, and a few other scarves and things like that, limited edition scarves. Picked out what we wanted. Had another conversation about the bags. And from what I understood, a bag can't be right away. You have to wait and come back, which I was like, why did we have this whole conversation in the first place? Unlike the other store where they were like, we have a bag now we can offer you right now. There did not seem to be a bag that they could offer me right now. But then again, we didn't show any interest in anything exceptional. And also they didn't show me anything exceptional. I was like, all right, well, what, come on, give me some. It was almost like tell me what I need to get, but they wouldn't tell me. There wasn't even a hint at it. So I felt a little discouraged. Meanwhile, the manager gave us a new essay. And then while she was talking to the essay, I started talking to the manager. And then I started feeling a little flirt. And once that hit in, we started talking about going out. And once that hit in, I was like, all right, let's go, here. And once that hit in, I was like, okay, maybe I'll play it this way and see what happens. So stay tuned to see what happens when we went out. Let me know if you want that part 2.